Hi, my name's Mark Dixon, and we're going to go over Chapter 7, Managing Stress and Work-Life Balance. All of us have stress. I know that someone has already done a presentation on this, but I was halfway through it when I saw it posted, so I figured might as well finish it. This is definitely impactful in my life, and it is something that I hope will help you in overcoming your own stress. What is stress, first off? Stress is a person's adaptive response to a stimulus that places excessive psychological or physical demands on that person. So we all basically know what stress is. You've been through it through your life. I'm going to tell you a story. Now, for confidentiality purposes, of course, I'm going to change names, but one of my best friends, his name, we'll call him Ned, and Ned is obviously a coach. Ned has come into a situation in an NCAA Division II school that is not opportune. It's not. He's not going to be able to be successful in this environment. So I've watched Ned go through the 3 stages of stress as presented by Hans Selye and what is called General Adaptation Syndrome, or GAD. Now, Ned is already in the exhaustion stage, but there are 3 stages. There's the alarm, there is resistance, and there is exhaustion. Now, alarm is the first stage. That's when you feel the stress, some degree of panic. Resistance is when you decide to do something about it. And exhaustion is where you're just so tired and so worn out, you just can't finish it. And that's where Ned is right now. He realized as soon as he got here that the head coach had not given him all the information that he needed. And then he started fighting and he said, well, maybe if I do this or if I do this, then the head coach will change and we can make changes to the program to be successful. Well, that hasn't happened. And it's been about 3 or 4 months since Ned has come here from a huge Division I basketball program to try and help this little old Division II NCAA program. And so he's gotten really frustrated, really down, and now he's in the exhaustion stage. Well, there's 2 different kinds of stresses, and Ned is going through the distress. It's a bad stress. There's also eustress, which is good. It's winning the lottery and deciding what to do with the money. That's eustress. We'll classify him because there are 2 personality profiles that go into people, and there's a type A profile, which is hardworking, fully committed, strong sense of urgency. Then there's also a type B profile, which is the exact opposite. Now, a big thing to understand is that you're not normally going to be one or the other. Most people are in the middle, leaning towards one or the other. Well, Ned is a lot closer to the type A than most. He came in and he would work from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. and just wanted to learn every aspect of coaching, wanted to understand what he's recruiting as a person and what they're going to teach and what the system he's going to run. So he's a type A and he's in distress. Now, some common causes of stress. I've already kind of talked about the situation with Ned, but his causes of stress are task-oriented. He came in and he's supposed to be an assistant coach. Well, he is being treated like a head coach. He's the one making the decisions. The head coach is kind of, he wavers. He doesn't ever fully commit to something. And if you know anything about success, you'll never be successful if you cannot fully commit. So there's task-oriented stress where the specific job a person performs. There's physical demands that can cause stress. If you're out of shape and you're trying to be a basketball coach, that's going to be a little stressful. Role demands. Role ambiguity is a type of role demand that can cause stress, and it arises when the role is unclear. As I said earlier, there's task-oriented stress to Ned, and he's also going through role ambiguity. He doesn't understand his role. He came in supposed to learn from this head coach, supposed to be able to bring in and implement different things, and he's not getting the backup he needs. The team rebels because conditioning is too hard. That just shows you what kind of world we live in now. And the athletic directors allow it. So you see this, which is ridiculous in my own opinion. So now he doesn't know what his role is. How can he teach people when the people that surround him, his buddies, his co-workers, don't even support him? So the role is unclear. There's role conflict that also goes into role demands that cause stress. And that's just when, one person says something, but they contradict each other. And Ned is in that one as well. There's role overload, where the expectations exceed the ability. Ned is not going through that at this moment, but these two cause frustrations, task orientation, and role ambiguity. Now, there's some other ones that aren't that don't go with this story, but there's life changes. It's something that happens to a person in a given situation, could be someone's death, and could lead to problems over time. A life trauma is considered the direct result or the turmoil of a life change. Those are just different causes of stress as well that can go into an organization. Individual consequences. His behavioral consequences, things such as smoking, drinking, drug abuse, aggression, and violence. Ned has become a little more aggressive and a little short-tempered. So he's going through those things. Psychologically, he doesn't understand what he's doing anymore. He came in confident, ready to go. And now that all the stress and the buildup of not understanding what his role is, what his job is, what he's supposed to do, has caused him to question that just a little bit. The psychological consequences, he's become a little depressed also. The depression's kicking in, and he's just not where he needs to be psychologically to be successful. Medical consequences affect his well-being. He started to gain weight, which is unhealthy. Now, he hasn't gained so much weight that he's completely out of shape, but he's not at the physical peak where he was when he got here. There are also organizational consequences, and those are the performance, withdrawal, which can end up being absenteeism and quitting, and attitudes, and that's just job satisfaction. So he's unhappy with his job, looking for something else. He's withdrawing. He doesn't stay till 10 p.m. anymore. He's kind of going with the flow. He's being affected by the organization's culture. He has a sense of burnout, a feeling of exhaustion from all the pressure that has been developed and been put on him. Now, how does he manage this? How is Ned going to go about managing all the stresses that we've talked about? Well, there's different strategies. And individual coping strategies include exercising, which Ned has begun to do, and he seems chipper. He seems happier. He seems like he's going to go places. Relaxation. He takes a Saturday just to watch some football instead of worrying about everything that's going on in the workplace. Time management. He's already been managing his time so that he has time to do these things. Time management is about making time so you're stress-free. Role management. There's not much he can do there. It's something that he's accepted and that he is going to continue to decide when he can say no. That's what role management's about. Saying no. When someone tells him he needs to do something, Ned is going to start trying to tell them, hey, I don't have time, or that's not my job. You need to step up. And support groups. It doesn't have to be, AAA or something like that, or AA. But it can be your buddies. I'm there for Ned. Ned has another assistant coach that's in the same boat as him. And they have each other, and that's very important. Then there's organizational coping strategies. The institution could properly design the jobs, properly designate hours you work instead of working you 80 hours a week and that kind of thing. There are collateral programs such as health promotions and adopted stress management, giving you different outs to relieve the stress that you're going to develop in the workplace. Now, the question I have for you after going over all this, and Ned is still going through those things, and Ned is still trying to manage his stress so that he's not as depressed as he was, and so that he can once again be successful. But my question to you is stress all about how you perceive things, Or is it just a natural occurrence that will always impact the way we live our lives? I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my presentation. I hope it wasn't too confusing. And God bless you in your future endeavors, and I wish you much success.